Hello and welcome back once again to Wimpo Squirrel's YouTube channel. Today I've got another deck profile for you. This one is on Virizion Genesect. Uses Genesect EX with that Megalo Cannon attack, the Red Signal ability, and the G Booster A-Spec card, as well as Virizion, which allows you to power it up with the Emerald Slash and the Celebi Prime that's allowed in Legacy format, which makes the deck a little bit stronger than it ever was when it was legal in Standard. So let's switch to Ptcgo and take a look at the list that I've got. Here's my list. I've got two of these Celebis with that Forest Breath ability, which allows you to attach an extra Grass Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon if Celebi is your active Pokemon. We also have three of those Genesect EXs with that Red Signal ability, which when you attach a Plasma Energy to him, it's a Lysander effect. Also, Megalo Cannon is 100 and then 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. A lot of Mr. Mime in Legacy format, so not always you're going to see that effect go through, but 100 is still very good. 2 shots, most EXs, and just a very solid number all around. Virizion EX has that Verdant Wind ability, which is very convenient since Hypnotoxic Laser is everywhere in Legacy, which prevents the effects or special conditions to your Pokemon that have Grass Energy attached to them. And Emerald Slash for 1 Grass and 1 Colorless. 50 damage, and you can search for up to 2 Grass Energy and put them on your bench Pokemon. So this is going to allow you to power up those big Megalo Cannon attacks. You're going to want to get a couple Emerald Slashes off, power up several Genesects, and just close out the entire game. We also have a couple support Pokemon here in Shaman with the Celebration Wind ability, which once during your turn, when you put Shaman from your hand onto your bench, you may move as many energy cards attached to your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. We also have this Energy Boom attack, which doesn't seem that good, but I've actually used it before. There's a Kyurem spread deck that's pretty okay in Legacy, which removes 3 damage counters from each of your Pokemon that has an energy attached to it. I've also thrown in 1 Execute. There's a lot of discarding effects in Legacy, so you want to have that to help soften the blow on those Ultra Balls, those Junk Arms. We've also got 1 Jirachi EX for support. With that Stellar Guidance ability allows you to put a supporter card from your deck into your hand. 1 Mewtwo is an excellent backup attacker. You can just throw a lot of energy on him, pile up damage, and it's a good response to your opponent having a extra large Mewtwo. Now here's the list that I've got. A lot of these Legacy cards may be different than what you're used to, but here we go. Here's some familiar ones. Juniper, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Everyone should know what that does. And each player shuffles their hand into their deck and then draws a card for each of their remaining prize cards. So good draw support early game, good draw or good disruption card later game. Professor Oak is just Cynthia. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. Chorus is an amazing card. Shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw a number of prize cards equal to the number of bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. So you can easily be getting 8, 9, 10 cards out of that in the mid game. And the great thing about Virizion Genesect is there's so much room to put whatever you want in there, since the basis of the deck is this 3-3 split of just basic EXs. So you've got a ton of room for consistency and whatnot. So I've decided on 3 Dual Balls, 3 Ultra Balls. Ultra Ball is just discard 2, grab a Pokemon. Dual Ball is Timer Ball, but for basics, flip 2 coins, search for a basic Pokemon for each head you flip. 1 Bicycle, draw cards until you have 4 cards in hand. Not that strong of an effect, but when combined with Junk Arm, which allows you to discard 2 cards from your hand and then search your discard pile for a trainer card, you can get some extra draws throughout the game. 1 Energy Switch, just allows you to switch an energy around. 1 Super Rod, shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck. So some recursion. 3 Switch. Since we have those Celebis, we're going to be able to switch them in and out of the active to get use out of that Forest Breath ability. We of course also have the Sky Arrow Bridge, which reduces the retreat cost of each basic Pokemon in play by 1. And I believe Mewtwo is our only basic Pokemon that has more than 1 retreat cost. So that's going to really help us out a lot. 11 basic Grass Energy for Plasma Energy. Obviously the G Booster as our A-Spec. G Booster is another attack. You attach it as a tool card and it gives Genesect another attack. This G Booster attack, which does 200 damage, Makes you discard 2 grass energy, but isn't affected by any effects on the defending Pokemon. So this is going to allow you to go through safeguard effects, as well as just annihilating everything in format. Now for some of the tech things I've decided to go for, I chose 4 Super Scoop Up, and I really like that in this deck. It's just going to allow you to pick up your Virizion when you're done Emerald Slashing. Someone damages your Genesect, you can throw a Shaman down, move the energy around, pick up the Genesect. I really like that, and with Junk Arm you get reflips, so I think that's a very powerful card in this deck. I'm going to go ahead and save it and look at finding some games. Alright, looks like I found another one. Hopefully this one's a little bit more competitive than the last one I found. A little bit hard to find good matches here in Legacy, but I'll take what I can get. Let's see what we found. I get to go first this time. Sounds good to me. Leading off with, Mewtwo, I guess. Thankfully we're playing those 4 Super Scoop Ups, so hopefully we'll be able to scoop up this Mewtwo if he's not that useful in this matchup. Looks like Lando Mewtwo Garb, I'd say. So I'm just going to slap down some big boys real quick. Sure. Throw these down. I don't play any Tool Scrapper, so once Garb is here, it's here to stay. Unless I can snipe it a couple times on the bench. Thankfully, however, Celebi does work under Garb Lock. Super Scoop Up Tails, that's too bad. Over to my opponent's turn. Alright, he touches the Rainbow to this Garbiter, or to this Landorus, sorry, and Hypnotoxic lasers me. Yeah, might as well get the use out of those now. Yikes, this isn't looking like it's not Lando Mewtwo Garb, since he does bench Mr. Mime, and puts a Silver Mirror on a Landorus, which of course it does. Silver Mirror does not work on EXs, so my opponent might be a little mistaken on that, how that card actually works. But I'll just attach this. It's not exactly ideal to be benching all these Celebis, since my opponent really likes to see those for the because they work pretty well with his Hammerhead. Oh. Alright, well, just raw switch, I guess. And then I'm going to Bicycle for 1. Yeah. Alright, so one of our Celebis is going to be going down, but that's why I benched the other one. Math doesn't work out great here. Opponent has a Fampi. Unfortunately, these are all weak to water. And we see he plays several Silver Mirrors off of that. Random receiver, we see another Silver Mirror, so that's pretty scary. And he's softening out my Genesect. I think if I had the Sky Arrow Bridge in play, I would go for the Super Scoop Up play. But okay, it's frozen. There we go. But since I don't, I'm just going to touch Grass and N. I believe G-Booster goes through the effect of Plasma Mirror, so that should be okay. Yeah. I would, again, go for the Super Scoop Up play, but it doesn't really help me out here. I can prevent the prize on the Celebi maybe, but we're just going to end up getting... giving up those prizes eventually anyways, so I think I'm okay with it. Also, it's going to make him more susceptible to an end. My game is really slow today. I don't know what the issue is. There we go. Attach those energy with the Emerald Slash over to my opponent's turn again. 110 left on his, or 110 damage on his Landorus. That Silver Mirror is really silly. So yeah, we're preventing the Hypnotoxics now. Additionally, gets a Silver Mirror on his little Phampy there, and a Rainbow Energy. But oh no! A brutal Getsus from my opponent there. Holy. I forget that was allowed in this format, really. Yikes, that's pretty scary. Wow. Yeah, devastating play from my opponent there. I'm down a couple supporters as well. So top decking out of it's not like 100% guaranteed by any means. Catcher flips tails. That's one of the benefits of having that guaranteed red signal. It's the only guaranteed gusting effect, besides, I believe, Ninetales. He benches another Landorus. Super Scoop is active, but he has attached, I believe, already to the Phampy. So, too bad I don't have that G-Booster in hand still. I could have just annihilated this Landorus. But, yep, I don't have it, so... Just gonna Megalo Cannon. Can't shoot the bench because of that Mr. Mime. But I can two-shot his Landorus here. That Gez has just destroyed me. Junko Item's gonna recover that that Scoop Up Cyclone. I just sort of nullify my last turn there. But of course, my opponent would have had 30 more damage or 60 more damage on my board if he hadn't made that mistake. I suppose he didn't know he was going to draw into the Scoop Up Cyclone last turn though. Hypnotoxic Laser comes down. My opponent promotes the Phampy. He's looking for a Donphan this turn. That Donphan Prime, which is going to hit for 60, just 60 raw. And of course he's immune to... He's immune to Megalo Cannon. His bench is immune to Megalo Cannon. All those protection symbols there. That Getsus really just ended the game. Unless I draw something pretty quickly here. My opponent's efficient fighting deck here is just going to kind of annihilate me. Heads allows me to prevent the prize cards at least. And I'm just going to go into this guy so I can recover some of those attachments. All damage is reduced by 20 though, so even Emerald Slash is really not doing a lot. But I don't really know what choice I have. Okay. Top deck Juniper. Alright. Really going to need one of these super scoop ups to hit, I think. We've already gone through all 4. Oh. Alright, well, I guess it wasn't technically a necessity, but would have really helped a lot. I'm just gonna G-booster, blow through his little Dawn fan. Thankfully we do have the super rod still. Just taking a look at the resources, I have down 2 junk arms. I haven't seen any plasma energy. Looks like 4 grass in the bin. My opponent's going to try and hypnotoxic laser, but of course I'm immune. He's got one of those fancy Virizions himself. Rainbow goes down. Looks like we're going to be hit in the face with another earthquake. At least I can hit this Dawn fan. Only for 80, but a 2-shot is a 2-shot. Okay. Really wish I had egg at this point. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the scoop up again. And it works. Okay, let's see, down one stadium, all 4 scoop ups. 1 switch, 3 junk arm. I think I am gonna risk it. We get the switch and the extra energy, so that risk pays off. I'm just going to G-booster blow through him again, I think. I really need to recover these grass energies on the short. There we go. Super Rod is going to help me just grab 3 grasses back. My opponent manages to get rid of my G-booster there. I do have 1 junk arm left, I think. He's enemy, but I've only taken 2 prize cards, so that's okay. 1, 2, 3 junk arms down, yep. And we get the chorus off of that. So, hopefully with a little bit of fancy footwork we can blow up one of these Landorus's this turn. I assume that's what he's going to end up leaving in the active. Could even consider a Megalo Cannon blowing up this Fampi. Wouldn't hate that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10 cards in deck. I think I am going to go for that. Pull up the Fampi play. And I was punished a little bit, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to make an awkward play here. Sacrifice an energy here, just to be able to get the attack off. but I do have the junk arm left. I've eliminated this Vampy threat, and yeah, maybe with some G-booster plays I can get there. My opponent benches another Vampy, which is again exactly what I'm looking for. More damage goes on to my Virizion junk arm into my hand. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up his Vampy again. And I'm not gonna play any of these cards. I have the win next turn, assuming my opponent can't do anything. He hasn't played a supporter, so unless he's gripping an N. Oh, I don't know. It's a close one. And he just hammerheads, which means I'm going to be able to grab back my G boost hair. I'm going to hit him with the well played, and he just concedes. Doesn't want to see his poor landers get blown up. Fair enough. Alright, and my matches since that fighting match have just been a couple quick scoops, so let's see if we can get anything better out of Anti-Shiwa. Yikes, man, I don't know how to say your name. I start a Chirachi, which is not ideal, of course, but with some good flips on this dual ball, we can turn this around. That's why I play those super scoop ups, because I just want to flip a lot of heads. Very sloppy for me there, actually. I should have. Oh my goodness, I'm really just misplaying all over today. Yeah, I should have gone. Check the dual ball first. See if I can get a Celebi to accelerate some extra energy. My opponent's Vampy here. Let's see. Is there any way I can get a knockout turn 1? Sky Arrow Bridge definitely comes down. Now, I think it will require some lucky dual ball flips, if I'm doing my maths correctly. Alright, and since we only got one, I think it's going to come down to what I get off of the Professor Oak. Oh my god. I just retreated into the wrong guy. This is a disaster. Alright. And incredibly, this game just rewards me for my terrible, terrible plays. And we get the win here, I believe. With the turn 1 Megalo Cannon, even after all that sloppy play. That was really gross. Alright, found another one. I'd say this is versus Lando Mewtwo Garb, but I've said that before, and I was wrong, so I guess we'll see what my opponent's got for me. Bullytron, I guess. He's got some cool sleeves, deck box, all that sort of good stuff. I'm going to lead a Virizion here. Genesect does backup. My opponent takes a mulligan, so we'll get to take a look at his deck before we play against him. Yeah, Lando Mewtwo Garb. Okay, so this is an alright matchup, and it's actually one of the ones I included the Super Scoop Up for, since a lot of time they're gonna be two-shotting you. So my opponent leads a Landorus, and Hypnotoxic lasers me with that Verbank City Gem out. So we've got 30 damage on before even attacking. Going first, Rainbow Energy and an EV Light come down. Of course, G-Booster just shoots right through that. We see a Jirachi come down. Usually that's going to be a pretty big liability for my opponent, but he does play Garb, so he's going to shut down that red signal ability. So it won't be as big of a liability as before. What's the down? Oh, yep. He takes more damage from being poisoned as well. So Ultra Ball comes down from my opponent, discarding a Cobalion. I assume that's for the Team Plasma matchup. A Trubbish hits the field. He's playing the Garbage Collection Trubbish. And it looks like his main focus here is going to be those Landorus, at least early game. Alright. Somehow I think I'm discarding G-Booster here. That doesn't seem right. But the rest of these cards are required to make these plays, so that's how it goes. And I do have to give my opponent some fresh cards here, but in exchange for the turn 1 Emerald Slash, I'll take it. Heads on dual ball allows me to get another Genesect benched. Retreat into Emerald Slash, 30 damage because of the reduction. I'm just going to put those on one of my guys. Okay, 30 damage only means I'd really like to move into Megalo Cannon if possible, since even Emerald Slash isn't 2-hitting my opponent here. Now with a lucky turn I could even get a G-Booster play off and just annihilate this Lander, since he is trying to build up some energy on it. Let's see. Land's Judgment does 150 damage. So that's one little unit of 30. And my opponent's just getting that Garb down immediately. See if he has any follow-up. Yep, Professor Oak's new theory. Not surprising. Garbotoxin is down, and it is down for the rest of the game, basically. I'm not really going to have... Oh, that doesn't seem right. I don't agree with that play. Okay, so I have the energy switch. I think I'll just take that energy off right now. And I don't really want to give him more cards. I don't really need those other cards. So I'm just going to Juniper them away. Right. Okay, so Super Scoop Up allows you to pick up this Virizion. You go into the damaged Celebi. Forest Breath attaches another energy. Retreat into my other Celebi. Forest Breath attach another energy. And yeah, Megalo Cannon. Now my opponent's choice to not put the 30 on my Genesect is going to maybe reap him a prize earlier, but it's gonna not let him knock out my Genesect here. Now I've got to choose where to put this damage, and I think I'm just gonna aim it at the Garbodor for now. 80 damage still means he gets 2 shot, or several. Well, we're several shots in at this point, to be honest. But yeah, even a Land's Judgment here is something I could potentially shrug off with the right combination of cards, Super Scoop Ups and such. My opponent touches another energy, but yeah, like, don't know when he's going to get up to the Skyla. That can really get him the knockout here. Obviously Verbank lasers don't work. Oh, they do. I forgot about Garb. Yeah, Verbank Laser will get him the knockout here. Oh no. That's pretty bad. But he doesn't have it. Right. Okay, so I'm going to try and thin out the deck a little bit with these dual balls. Celebration Wind is a poke power, so I'm actually going to keep that. I don't think I need two of those, so I'm just going to clean one out. I don't want to use Super Rod either. Alright, got a lot of nice cards here, but honestly I think I'm just going to sit on them. This is gonna, I don't see a knockout coming next turn. My opponent hasn't even showed Mewtwo, so we'll see what happens, but I have a feeling I'm going to survive this turn. Lost Remover gets rid of one of my energy there, that's okay. Junk Arm gets a random receiver. Yeah, 90 damage is going to be tricky for my opponent to get. He could get Silver Bangle, a lot of cards before he hits a supported card there. He obviously shows the Scoop Up Cyclone, which is pretty popular in these decks. I'd say #1 choice for ace specs, but yeah. Super Rod gets him some cards back. He touches the Rainbow and goes for the Hammerhead, taking that prize finally on the Celebi. Super Scoop Up hits me one tails. I think I'm going to discard a Juniper here. And try that again, please. Double whiff on those Super Scoop Ups is pretty devastating. But this G booster will be pretty devastating to my opponent as well, taking me down to 2 prize cards. Still worth it. Yeah. Get heads on that finally. And guess what's not shut off by Garb Toxin? Forest Breath. And I get to send out a fresh Genesect instead. And G Booster. Let's discard the Plasma. Might as well. And take 2 prize cards. Egg and Grass Energy. Don't need much else at this point. See what my opponent's got in response. Rainbow Energy on a Landorus. Floatstone on that same Landorus and end down to 2. Yep, couldn't really expect any less. Let's take a little quick look at the resources I have. 2 Junk Arms down. He's still poking away at the Celebes. I believe this is the correct play. And any sort of scoop up, switch, whatever, wins me the game here. And just switch, yeah. And you can see in this game the raw power of G Booster. My opponent concedes immediately as well. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed watching those games. Not too much variety in what we're facing, but that's how Legacy goes sometimes. Let's crack some packs to end it. Got a nice Pokemon reversal. And another Executor. This one's pretty cool. It's got that big explosion. Allows you to flip a lot of coins. Who hates that? Got a nice Dunsparce. Fade out. Anything else good? A Smoochum, which can move an energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon to another Pokemon. And he's of course got the baby Pokebody, sweet sleeping face. I'm gonna crack open the last one here, see if I can get anything good. A double colorless is very nice. And we got the Jumpluff with the mass attack. This card was pretty good at one point, back when Stadium, that Broken Time Space, when Broken Time Space was legal. This is pretty good, but probably not so much anymore. Anyways, I think that's about it from me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.